Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you are doing well today or tonight, wherever or whenever you may be listening to this recording. I don't know. I don't know if you guys even hear it, but I know my voice has changed. It's not just because of allergies or lack thereof, although I'm having allergies still like usual. Oh, it might just be the eucalyptus trees that I live right next to and I'm allergic to them. Every time I do that introduction, lately I'm like, that doesn't sound like me at all. What's happening? Just looked at myself in the mirror. On the edges of my face, I see a glowing white energy that I never saw before. But when I turn my face real fast, it disappears. It's all around my face, like, I don't know what's going on. It's really weird. Is it prana? I don't know. Prana is usually bluish white, or whitish blue, not just straight up white like this. It's not my roots. My roots are growing back in my natural color. For months now, except for on the sides, there's still a little bit of white left, but most of my hair is grown back. I think it's because of the hot Jello tea. So if you guys are having issues with that, that might be what you're missing. There's 2 amino acids in Jello you don't find in meat. And I don't know what to tell you if you're a vegetarian or a vegan. You're going to have to do that research on your own. But my higher guidance told me to start doing this, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't know what else it's doing to me, although I feel like there's more of a spring in my step. In the past few weeks, I've been able to run upstairs before it's slow walking. I mean, I did break my knee and my ankle a few years ago, and there's a lot of pain and arthritis. But I'll run up the stairs. I won't be able to breathe at the top. I live at 8,400 feet above sea level, so I probably shouldn't be running upstairs. There's been a lot of heart palpitation-like symptoms that people have been reporting around the world with the Ascension symptoms. We are at 99 on the Ascension symptoms scale today. A lot of weird stuff the past few days, past week or about a week and a half, lots of sleep. I never get as much sleep as I've been getting. Today I got 10 hours again. It was in split shifts, but it was still 10 hours. Very, very sleepy, very tired, overwhelmed with the energy coming in. As is the earth. I'm going to talk about some earth changes that are happening in the past, that has happened in the past 7 years. 7 years, I'm so sorry. 7 days. 7 days. But a lot of dreams for the past few days have been about, at least for me, have been venting out emotions and issues from childhood and adolescence. So I had one dream where my stepmom was marrying a new man. And my dad had died. None of that ever happened. My dad died and my stepmom never remarried, and then she died a few years later. She told me there's no man after your father. He was the only one for me. So all of the men are kind of boring. I've considered dating, but it's just, I don't feel like it. I get that. I get that feeling. It's hard for me to, after being married to my soulmate that I was the closest to for 13 years. I mean, the last 2 years weren't all that good, but it's always the way. But I don't know, it's been really hard for me to think about wanting to marry again. When people suggested or ask me, why aren't you getting married again? It's like, ugh, I just don't, ugh. It gives me a weird taste in my mouth, like I just, I don't want to, I need to spit or something. I don't know. It's so weird. It's such a weird feeling. But then when I think about my twin flame coming into my life, oh, I can't wait to get married. Can't wait to pick out the dress and the flowers and just the venue and everything. Like, I get super excited about that idea. So it's not that I'm opposed to marriage. I'm just opposed to starting any new karmic relationships. I'm done. I'm done with that. And I know most of you guys are too. It's like when people just contact me and, hey, I'm looking for a special lady in my life. I'm like, good luck. I'm not her. Happened again. Twice in the past 2 days. One was weird because there was a picture of a woman on the profile on Twitter. It's not a dating site. Why are people using these random social media sites as if they're dating sites? It's like, I'm not on dating sites for a reason. I don't want to date, you know? Weird stuff, just weird. The other day I told you I was going to put a cloud video up on Twitter. I totally forgot. I think I had said it, and then the next day I was getting ready to do it, and I thought, I better check about my appointment, and that sent me into a whole 2, 3, 4 day journey of going to keto and back, and I've totally blipped that out. I did put up a funny video. I retweeted the president being attacked by an eagle for the 4th of July. So that was my woohoo, 4th of July. I don't know. I woke up this morning with intense stiffness in my back. It's been really bad for a couple days. I thought it was a result of the bus, and I guess in a roundabout way it was. I woke up so much that I couldn't turn my spine or my head. My hips seemed to be fixed, like nothing was movable. No more movable joints in your back. I'm like, I don't kind of think this is an Ascension symptom. So I looked up on YouTube. I did a search for Dr. Berg stiff neck. Because if anyone knows what the root cause of something like this is, it's definitely going to be Dr. Berg. This guy is incredibly bright. So I immediately found a few videos from him, and I found out that when you are having a stiff back or a stiff neck, it's literally directly connected to your gallbladder, and usually it can be traced back to, in the past 2 to 3 days, you ate too many peanuts. It's not even an allergy either. And I did, because I was gonna go on the bus, I bought these oh my God, I love candy peanuts. The ones that are like, it's like a buttery, caramely, crispy shell on the outside of the peanut. But here in South America, they take those and they roll them in ajonjoli, which is also known as sesame seeds. And it is fabulous. So I bought a huge bag to share with my son, and I'd forgotten it in the very bottom of my bag. And so the other night when I got home, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I found these. I want them so bad. And I ate like 4 or 5 handfuls of them. And I gave like a third of them to my son, but I ate all of them, like 2/3 of it within 2 days. And suddenly I can't turn my neck. So when I heard that it's caused by peanuts, because I guess the oils in the peanuts it kind of clogs the ducts between your liver and your gallbladder, and it could cause pain and stiffness in your neck for days. And you can further exacerbate the problem if you have more oil, and also if you eat carbohydrates following that, which I did. I had pizza last night. So, oh my God, it's like Dr. Berg was like speaking to me when he made this video. Like years ago, he made the video, but I mean, I was just shocked as hell. I'm like, no, okay, I'm going to avoid peanuts from now on because that's just not right, man. Like, I'm like, what is happening with me? I took enough. I took my magnesium. I took it 2 days in a row. I should be fine. This is weird. What the hell is happening? That's what it was. That's what it was. And the quick fix for this, if this happens to you, and this is also, not only is it a quick fix, it's also a quick check to see if it is your gallbladder. So if you draw an invisible line down your chest, right down the very middle, right below your pecs, or if you're a woman, your breasts, which is also your pecs and breasts, it's all the same. But you right below that, over in the region of your liver, right below your rib cage, 2 inches to the right of the middle. Push gently, but slightly firmly. And if you push on that for 1 minute and your neck suddenly is no longer stiff, it's your gallbladder, and you know not to eat any carbs or any oil, especially not any nuts, in the next few days. And it will totally resolve itself. Freaking weird, right? I could not believe that one. So, all right. While I was looking for the Dr. Berg, I listened to his thing, and then I decided to go through my subscriptions on. He also said if you massage your ankle, your left ankle specifically, there are points along your ankle that will stop a stiff neck. And so that was in one of his videos. I watched like 2 or 3 of his videos about this particular issue. And then I started scrolling just through my everyday normal subscription feed on YouTube, just see what was good, what's happening, what's interesting. And on Dr. Josh Axe, there was a woman, she had a spray in her hand, and she was spraying something on her arm to stop the sting of a sunburn. So it had nothing to do with what I was looking at. But the picture looks like her finger is touching her wrist. And then the very next video was a man who was talking about magic, and his fingers were touching his wrist in the exact same spot. And then I got a message from my higher guidance saying, the universe brings you clues in mysterious ways. And I'm all, oh, okay. And I was still having a hard time. I had pushed on my gallbladder a couple times, and the stiff neck was going away from that. I'm getting a little better, but I was still having a lot of pain. So I decided to massage my wrist just below my hand, where the bones meet and the hand is attached, not on the short side, not like across my wrist, but on the edges. Oh, speaking of edges, maybe I better turn this crow off, even though he's adorable. So I noticed that my wrist hurt really, really badly on the edges. Not where the pulse is, again, just on the sides. So I massaged both of my wrists, and I mean, within 30 seconds, my neck felt 100% better. I could turn my head. I'm totally fine. Just having a little bit of pain, a little bit of stiffness, which now should just go away in the next 2 to 3 days, as I will not be eating any peanuts. So I don't know if that happens to you. I'm throwing that out there. Really, really weird. And when the stiffness comes back, I just massage my wrist again, and it goes right away. Just goes away. So it's July 7th. It's 7/7. It's a gateway. It's a portal, to God knows what exactly. But there's been a lot of energy. Oh, my God. A couple of the channels have mentioned that, literally channels, people channel beings of light and spirits and masters. A couple channels have mentioned that we are having so much energy being bombarded to us from the central sun coming through the portal of our own sun that the magnetosphere has been completely obliterated a couple times. It comes back, but where there's already a crack in the magnetosphere and the energy just started pouring in, which is good because the magnetosphere is part of the 3D world and the 3D matrix. And so it's helping us to get out past away from that. So I thought that was very interesting. I started to listen to Elisa Transcendence Brown this morning, and she puts me to sleep, not because she's boring, but because in each and every one of her words and in between her words, the energy that she has is so high vibration that I get so overwhelmed and I just fall asleep. So then I'll have to go back tomorrow and try to listen to it again. It's like an hour long and I'm like, oh my God, Lisa. So she was talking about the 12th dimension and manifesting things from the 12th dimension on down. And that's about all I remember. I listened for an hour, but it was so weird. She had some music at the end. That's what woke me up. Now that the good message was over, the part that I really needed to know and hear. But there's been some talk about seeing beyond the veil, seeing outside of the matrix, beyond space and time. There's been a lot of talk about living outside of time now, about bringing you whatever you need based on where your mind is at, But that having been said, I decided it was time. It's the 7th of July. It's about the time I usually make a payment for my house taxes. I own a house in Detroit that I bought for a whopping $9,000, and I put another $8,000 worth of work into the house. It still needs easy $15,000 to $20,000. Then I could sell it for $50,000, but I don't have the $20,000. So I came to South America to save my money, which I'm not being able to do very easily. If I'd stayed in Guatemala, I'd be unhappy, but I'd have a lot more money. And I don't know, it was just, I decided to go and I went to the normal website where I normally pay my taxes. I've been doing this since 2014. And I went there today, and for that parcel number, which is my house, it had my address and my parcel number, but somebody else's name. I was absolutely livid, immediately livid, because just last week, somebody in my neighborhood wrote me and said, you want to sell that house? There's someone interested. I'm like, well, I know there's someone interested in the house, but I'm not going to sell it right now, no. Maybe in a year or two, I'll come up, get everything ready, and then I'll sell it. And she said, okay. And then when I go to pay my taxes, there's somebody else's name. So immediately called the police, waited for 15 minutes, and finally talked to a desk-bound cop. And she was very sweet and very loving. People in Detroit are very sweet, actually. In spite of what you've heard about the killing and the murder capital of the world, blah, 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 which isn't even true anymore. Now it's like Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Not. I mean, obviously, Afghanistan, Syria, and Caracas are far ahead of Pittsburgh. But anyway, Detroit's cool. Detroit's a cool place. But I was just like, why is my name not on my house? So I thought, well, let me see if I could go through, instead of the city of Detroit website, I'll go through the county and see what happens. So I went through the county website, and it says that my house might be eligible for foreclosure because I didn't pay my taxes in 2016, which, sorry, I know for a fact I did. So what the hell? what the hell? So I could still pay it. I'm going to pay it probably when I get done recording this. I tried to pay it with my credit card and it wouldn't go through. So I tried a couple more times. It wouldn't go through. And I'm like, what the hell? I know my credit card works. Get on my bank account and it says that I charged that amount for the taxes and then it was immediately reversed and then charged reversed, charged reversed. So they're not allowing me to pay my taxes with the other website. And I'm like, what the hell? So now I've got to do it. There's a whole other way I can do it. I can do it, but I only have one credit card, which is just my ATM card. I don't have any credit whatsoever in the U.S. anymore. So, but at least my name was on it from the county website. But from the city of Detroit, my name's not on the house. It's my frickin' house. I've got proof of everything. So I was like kind of freaking out. Started to have a tailspin, you know. I'm like, all this love and light, and oh my God, heads are gonna roll. How come my name's not on my house suddenly? So I have to, according to the cop, I've got to call the police, or I've got to call the place, you know, the city of Detroit, and ask them what the hell happened. Possibly it was a clerical error. We got to find the name, the date, the time, get all the information. And if it's not a clerical error, I've got to call the police back so they could go arrest this woman who's trying to steal my house. Because I have been out of the country since 2016, and I've been paying my taxes regularly since 2014. And I mean, I've checked 3 or 4 times every year just to make sure that I have no back taxes on my property. So why do I suddenly have back? It's like, did I hop a timeline where I skipped it one year? I mean, I'm paranoid about this stuff. I know I didn't do that, but So while I was worried about all this, then I got off the phone and even the cop said, well, all you have to do is pray about it right now. Like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do that. She says, I'll pray for you too, honey. I'm like, all right, good. Like I said, people in Detroit are good people. Overall, there are some horrible people there, but the majority of the people there are really good folks. So I'm like, you know what? Thank you, hon. Thank you. You know, I'll pray for you too. And so I hung up with her. My neighbor said she's going to be praying for me. I said, that's all we could do now. She says, don't worry. God got your back. God got your back, honey. No worries. And I'm like, all right. And so I got up and I went and I got some tea and I came back to my room and there was a white feather on my pillow. I have nothing in my room at all that would have a white feather like that. I have white turkey feathers in a bag that's in another bag stashed under a cupboard, inside a cupboard in the back, okay? I'm a Virgo, I know where everything is. It's messy, but I know where everything is. My mind is organized. But their turkey feathers are enormous. This is a teeny, teeny, tiny, downy feather, like from an angel's wing. When I was upset about my boyfriend, I just felt like something was up with him a couple of years ago. And I was getting really upset, not like really, really like starting to do that tailspin thing like I did today. About that though, I mean, obviously we broke up. Now it's been a couple of years. Now it's okay. He was a narcissist I didn't know at the time. But he had, I guess he said he's coming home and then he didn't, but he did. He went to his house, which is just next door. But something happened. I don't know what now. It doesn't even matter. But I had gotten up, went to the bathroom, whatever, came back, and here's an angel feather on my pillow. Same thing happened today. Right after my friend said, God got your back. Don't worry. I'm praying for you and God got your back. And she says, and you know, we all love you here. And I'm like, well, we all love you too. There's some really good people in my neighborhood that I really love, you know. And I told her, I mean, man, I come back and live there in a heartbeat, but I can't afford Detroit. I just can't afford it. And I was even telling the cop, I'm like, man, if I could afford it, I would buy an empty, like, warehouse type of building, turn it into an art gallery, and fill it with the art of many artists I met here in South America. And I found some amazing, talented people whose talent grows every week, better and better. I mean, that was something I wanted to do. I wanted to open up an art gallery. I could do it here maybe. But, now I'm just like, my money's like getting chipped out and chunked out and whittled away. And I'm kind of starting to freak out about that a little bit. But so apparently not only will I owe my summer taxes, I will also owe summer taxes from 2016 plus like 2% interest plus 1% fee because it's with the Visa card. On top of the fact that obviously I've got to go back to Keto and pay them $800 for visas. So there's just like all the savings that I've worked for 3 years to have. I'm freaking out, guys. Just tell everyone about the show, please. I'm getting 1.75 cents per listen if you listen to the one commercial. And I just started the CBD oil business. If you guys are interested in purchasing the CBD, it's very super high quality. Or if you want to be in the business, that's cool. It's all free to join. Obviously the products aren't free, and I'm just trying to do something, for money. But I started panicking about the money, and then I started praying about it. And as soon as I calmed down and prayed about it, boom, here's a feather on my pillow. I mean, it's like I've lived here for 13 months. The number 13 again. I've lived here for 13 months. And I've never seen a little white feather like that this whole time. And when this happened in Peru, I'd lived there for like 8 months and not had ever seen a white feather like that. I don't know, guys. I mean, God does send you signs, little teeny tiny signs. And I love that. So I got the weird wrist one, which is a neat trick. And then the white feathers. So I know, as bleak as things are starting to look for me right now, the only thing I can do is have faith, right? Keep going and have faith. There's nothing else I can do. I even asked God, hey, should I start looking for a man here? Should I try to maybe move towards like getting a husband in case I don't want to be homeless? I could just move in with someone, even if they have an apartment, and they could pay for my food or something if I'm their wife. I don't know. Like that kind of panicking, that's like deep for me to even consider that. And God said, nope, don't get entangled. Just trust. Don't get entangled. Don't get absorbed. Oh my God, dag nabbit. And I keep getting signs that my guy is coming my way. I've seen the letter J in the sky like 2 or 3 times in the past 4 days. When I look outside, I see a bunch of blue energy and a bunch of pink energy with my higher vision. I don't have quantum sight like I wish I did. Other people are starting to see pink coming. I've seen that for a few days also. But I see it in my mind's eye more, or with my higher sight, and it's really hard for me to say. But I have 2 people that I follow now on YouTube, and they both have intense quantum sight. And one of them said today that we are all going to have the quantum sight soon. I thought that was pretty cool. That would be so awesome to be just seeing the energy pour in. And I noticed that the sky has been absolutely pastel colors, not the normal dark, deep colors that it's been. It's been very, very light. And on the way home, right before the sun fully set, the entire sky had been brilliant blue, and then it all changed to white, and there's not a single cloud in the sky. Well, why was the sky white? And then it turned a golden, gentle amber color, but not golden, not like orange and yellow, just very, very pale, like pale wheat, like a washed out wheat color. It was incredible and beautiful. And I saw that again today. This wheat color coming in. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what it means, but it gives me kind of a happy feeling, or a feeling of home. Reminds me of angels, and I don't know what that means either. It's so weird. All right, we're going to read A Course in Miracles, lesson 29. Oh my God, I looked at my phone and it's 29 minutes. It's like, here we go. Oh, right before I got the wrist thing, by the way, my phone said it was like 3:33. And earlier in the day, I'd seen the clock, it was 12:33. And then I watched a random Brightside video talking about people that fell out of airplanes and survived against all odds without a parachute. And the woman who holds the record from falling the most feet and still surviving was literally from 33,333 feet. 33333. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. That means that the Ascended Masters are out watching for you. I don't know if I've been gained 44s, 33s, 1111, and 37 and 73 just this past couple days. So it's 11:17 right now as I am recording this. So, all right, lesson 29 on in A Course in Miracles. I read this, as you know, because it raises our vibration. It is very high vibrational work. It's the words of Brother Yeshua, otherwise known as Jesus. He channeled through a woman who didn't even believe in God. She was a scientist, but she channeled the whole book beautifully, effortlessly. And she did a good job. This stuff is very high vibration. Anyway, lesson 29 is God is in everything I see. And then later, you should probably go read the lesson if you're going to do this, but God is in this coat hanger. God is in this magazine. God is in this finger. God is in this lamp. God is in this body. God is in that door. God is in that wastebasket. So you kind of get the point that God is in everything I see. Pretty straightforward. The Schumann resonance today, guys, oh my God. In fact, that deserves a Janice impression from Friends. Oh my God. Okay, it wasn't as good as I have done in the past, but it is really worth that. So you guys try it. Do your best Janice impression right now. Make yourself laugh. That raises your vibration. Okay. All right. So, okay. We have, 11:15 UTC this morning. It says, even today, after 14 hours of calm, we have seen new activity. The first small peaks have reached and maintained 20 hertz for just under 4 hours, from 5:30 to 9 a.m. UTC. From that moment, we have seen a powerful increase that in less than an hour brought the amplitude values to a powerful 95 hertz at 10:45 UTC. That's why I slept so deep. Oh my God. All right. Now, at 13, the second report for the day is 1300 UTC time. It says the previous peak at 95 hertz was not the maximum so far. At 1120 UTC, the amplitude reached a very powerful 110 hertz. 110! That's freaking huge! No wonder we're feeling all googly woogly. It's so weird. 110 hertz. And then says it is now continuing within 75 hertz and 90 hertz. Okay. Then we go to the third report for the day at 1700 for the normal evening report. Today's activity was one of the most significant in recent months, especially for the peak reached at 110 hertz. Remember, guys, 40 hertz is the bottom rung of the fifth dimension. 110, well into the fifth dimension. After this peak, the report continues, after this peak occurred at 11:20 UTC, there was a slow descent towards normal values. It took 4 hours to reach them, and during this time, there was 1 second peak at 103 hertz at 12:15 UTC. Well, there you have it. I mean, if you're feeling it all, it's 34 minutes and 44 seconds right when I said all. Oh, I keep getting these number things like again and again and again. The number 13 as well. Oh, man. So there you have it, guys. I mean, are you more psychic yet? Is your skin glowing or looking real strange colors yet? I know when I tried to take a picture of my skin, I was joking with my friend about how white we are, and I sent her a picture of my arm, and I blew it up, and in the picture, just a normal picture from my phone, I saw all the colors of the rainbow in my skin, and there was like nothing on my skin. It was just normal. It was clean. You know, I didn't put any makeup on it or anything, but I had just this, I mean, pink and blue and green and yellow and like a rainbow crystal. So bizarre. Have you guys tried that yet? Go get yourself a magnifying glass app for free. And there's a lot of free ones out there. And you just take, you could take a picture with that on. And then examine your skin. It's crazy. And to do it out in the sun is even more so. I was in the house when I took this picture. I was like, dude, that's so weird. So, I don't know. Pay attention to it. My skin started looking weird, like a little bit waxy almost. But I got a little scared. That might mean, because I've been having some breathing issues since I got back from keto. But my skin looks healthy. My fingernails are pink. That's what you want. That's how a good way to test the oxygen levels in your blood. Just look at your pink fingernails. And if, like the skin underneath your actual fingernails when you don't have fingernail polish, ladies. But for men too, for everybody, you just look, and if there's pinkness in that, underneath that skin, underneath your nail, you're fine. If it's blue, you've got walking pneumonia. And walking pneumonia, it's like you're having problems breathing, but you're still up and about and everything's fine. You don't have a fever. That's how you tell you've got it. It could take a turn for the worse really quick. So I was worried about that. I always have to check, but because of the asthma and living in a freaking high elevation. The elevation here is so crazy that we have to make adjustments to all of our recipes. Okay, the recipes involving pancakes, okay. Oh, my son was having a craving for pancakes, and he went and got pancake mix, and we forgot to make them today. We might have to do this in a little bit, though. But again, it's like I'm still recovering from the peanuts. I almost said the cacahuates. Cacahuate is a Quechua word for cashew, cacahuate. But I think it's also for peanuts. It's used in maybe in Guatemala. And then mani is for peanut in Spanish. I don't know. It's super confusing when you learn a word for a vegetable or a fruit, and then you go to a different city in the same country and they have a totally different name for it, and then or to a different neighborhood, and you realize, oh, in that different neighborhood, these people come directly from the lines of the Inca or from the tribal people, and they speak their original tribal language still. And so those words go back into just regular everyday speech. So you're going along in Spanish, and then you start saying words in Quechua and you don't even know. It's very weird. I love it though. It's so intense. I love how everything's all magically blended. And I'm Cherokee and I don't speak my native language. I know my oldest has started to take lessons in Cherokee to learn. And there are native speakers. There have been several native speakers in on the reservation. It's not even actually reservations, just Cherokee lands. When they saw the writing on the wall back in the day, they realized that the government's putting everyone on reservations, and Cherokee said, well, we want this land over here. And they pointed to Arkansas and Oklahoma, and they already knew about the land, and it was good and fertile. And so the government said, all right, cool. So it's not technically a reservation. It's actually technically a nation within a nation. So at least there's that, thank God. My tribe, my people that I've never met, and I've got to prove that my grandfather lived there when he was a boy. But anyway, I have mad love for the Cherokee people, though. All right. Okay, so I was going to do a tarot reading for the 7/7 portal, but we have so much stuff to go through. God, should I still do the tarot reading? No. I'm going to not do that today. Instead, I'm just going to talk about earth changes and some of the stuff, just the ascension symptoms and earth changes again. We have had 218 earthquakes above 4.0 in the past 7 days. That does not include, for example, the 30 earthquakes per hour over the past 2 days in California, in Southern California. So, I'm sorry about that, guys. I know if you're in California right now, it's nervous. It's nerve-wracking. I know. I lived there. I was there in a 6.8. Well, they said it was a 7.8, and then they downgraded it to a 6.8. And I think they might have downgraded it further to 6.4 and then eventually upgraded it back to 6.8, possibly. It's because their machines were measuring the seismic activity back and forth, but not up and down. And I think maybe now they have a new machine that measures both. But the one I was in, the ground is going up and down, not back and forth. The one I was in the other day, though, the 8.0, that was back and forth. I was rolling. It was just like the whole building was rolling. It's so weird how that can happen. And that was in Peru. I can't believe I'm in Ecuador and felt it, but they felt it in, not Bolivia or Belize. Hello. Definitely not Belize. They felt it in Brazil and in Colombia. Crazy. So, yeah, I'm just going to go over this stuff because the earth changes are insane. Volcanoes that have gone off in the past 7 days. Some of these have gone off more than once or have been continuously sending ash plumes into the air. Now, in Russia, we have, in Kamchatka, Shivaluch has been sending plumes into the air to the tune of 15,000 feet up. 15,000 feet up. So, I just realized I didn't take a break. That's so weird. I always take a break. Let me take a break, and then I'm going to come back with more earthquake news. All right? If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. Long walks on the beach, romantic dancing under the stars, and oh wait, we're not doing that right now. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free, and you don't even need a premium account, which is cool. Free is always good. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, including your long romantic walks on the beach. Also, one thing I love about Spotify is that you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with the social platforms like Instagram. So that makes it really, really versatile. Just search for Metaphysical Soul Speak on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me, of course, don't forget, so that you'll never again miss an episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it can be your go-to for podcasts too. Thank you guys so much for supporting Metaphysical Soul Speak on Spotify. All right, so it looks like there's been 2 earthquakes in Russia. I think that's where Kamchatka is. I think that's like a state in Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So Shiveluch in Kamchatka has been sending out ash up to 15,000 feet above sea level into the air. Now, also in Kamchatka, there is oh God, it's so hard. Klyuchevskoy. And that's also in Russia. That's 18,000 feet above sea level is where that plume has, where the ash, all of these volcanoes I'm going to tell you guys about, massive ash advisory around the world this week. So those were in Russia. Then we go to Italy, where the volcanoes have been, 2 volcanoes in Italy have started to erupt. Stromboli on Stromboli Island in Italy erupted so violently and so quickly that one hiker who was on the island, hiking around the island, was killed right away. In Mount Etna in Sicily, Italy, that one also is under a advisory. It started to erupt, I believe. So that was another one on the list of volcano related things. Let's see here. Okay, now in Papua New Guinea, Manam started to blow her top. In Ibu, Indonesia, that one also started to erupt. In Indonesia, Sangyeong has sent ashes 10,000 feet above sea level into the air. In Dukono, in the state of Halmahera, I have no idea where that is. 7,000 feet into the air was those ashes. In the United States, a volcano blew her top, and they are all on alert. In the Aleutian Islands, the name of the mountain is Semisopohnoi. Oh my God, I cannot say this. Semisopohnoi. And they are on alert at this moment. Maybe it didn't blow its top, but they think it's showing every bit of the precursors of a volcano that's about to blow its top. So even in the Aleutian Islands in the United States, which is up near Alaska way, and in California, in Coso, California, like I said, 30 earthquakes per hour right now. They are not on alert yet with the volcanoes in the area and throughout California, but they do believe it's coming. They think it's possible. It's still on green as far as the alerts are concerned, so it's not like immediate, not like next week they know for a fact it's going to blow. But they are getting concerned because of so many earthquakes in Southern California, starting with that 7.1 the other day. And now it's like 30 earthquakes an hour. They think that it's going to start to spark some volcanic activity. The super volcano obviously didn't go off, but thank God. But there have been, again, I think I read the other day, I might be mistaken, another like 1,500 earthquakes last month around that supervolcano in the dead center of the United States. So that's also one that's on alert, but it wasn't on my volcano alert website that I go to. So in Mexico, I got friends here in Mexico City. Last time this one erupted, I wrote them and asked if they were okay. I was pretty scared because it caused a massive earthquake and then the volcano erupted. It was all kind of all together. Now, in Mexico, that was Popocatépetl. Popocatépetl? There we go. Popocatépetl. It's not a Spanish word. It's an Aztec word. Popocatépetl in Mexico has now erupted, and it is blowing 20,000 feet of ash into the air. I mean, it's been blowing ash into the air up to 20,000 feet above itself, I guess, above sea level, whatever. It's freaking huge. There is an ash advisory for fuego in Guatemala. I spent, a good 6 months staring at fuego every day when I lived there in Antigua. And I watched, and only a couple times I saw a little bitty puff of smoke above it. One time, the lava flowed out just a teeny tiny bit, and I saw a little bit of red, and then I thought, well, maybe it's the sunlight bouncing off, and I wasn't really sure, and then kind of went away. Then for a while, there was just a bunch of red at the top, and I realized it was like rock. It wasn't really, it wasn't the actual lava. And my kids and I were sore disappointed. Oh, we want to see a volcano, Mommy. I'm like, I know, me too. I want to see a volcano too. It's so cool. But now after what I've seen, when it wasn't fuego, I don't believe that went off, but there was that other volcano in Guatemala that went off like last year, and that just blew my mind. I could not believe, I don't know if you guys saw the images and the footage, like the actual videos people took. It was like there's nothing they can do. I think they started doing live videos in case they got killed, just so that'd be the last thing they do, so people would know what happened to them. It rolled through the city just north of, or just up the mountain range from San Pedro La Laguna. When my son broke his arm, we were in that city right next to that volcano. So I don't know, it's like crazy. But Fuego, Guatemala is under ash advisory tonight. Reventador in Ecuador, here in Ecuador, I think it's 99 miles from me. That is also under ash advisory. They expect. I think that there was another one out in the Galapagos Islands as well. They believe that it's under advisory. They think it's going to get ready to blow. In Peru, Sabancaya has blown ashes 27,000 feet into the air in the past 7 days. Blew ash 27,000 feet up. So you guys remember when I told you we're getting ready for the 3 days of darkness? I've often wondered if it wasn't from ash being blown into the air from the volcanoes. It's possible. That's going to cool off the temperatures around the whole planet eventually. I don't know. This stuff is kind of freaking me out just because all of these volcanoes start going off at once, and a lot of them are just under advisory right now, where it's just like, yeah, we think that one's going to go too. The whole ring of fire is, it's literally on fire. As far as earthquakes, like I said, there's 218 earthquakes have been above 4.0 in the past 7 days. The big ones have been 6.0 in Vanuatu, a 6.2 in Canada, in the city of Bella Bella, and in California, in Ridgecrest, of course, the 7.1. So the record temperatures around the world have been incredible. I know that in France, there's a massive heat wave throughout all of Europe and throughout all of North America right now. And at the same time, there's like a freak hailstorm in Mexico City that buried cars beneath 5 feet of hail. It was like snow, but it was like balls of hail. Everyone's car got buried. They had to dig out their own cars in Guadalajara, which is known for being a pretty hot place. So we're looking up record temperatures, record heat wave. Now in France, they reached, 115 degrees above Fahrenheit. Or 114.5, almost 115. Probably in some places it was already. Now, this is another thing, though. Now, in Anchorage, Alaska, they hit 90 degrees. This is a record-shattering heat wave. Don't tell me global warming isn't true. 90 degrees, record-shattering heat wave. European heat wave has fried the records, it says. You could probably fry eggs on the sidewalk in Ireland. All right. They do say that we are likely to see more of these events in the future due to climate change, says an expert. What happened was the Sahara Desert winds blasted Europe last month, and it concentrated in a 5-day heat wave that left people sweltering. It was the hottest June on record for the continent of Europe. Ever. I mean, this is serious, man. Serious stuff. So France, 114 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 45.5 degrees Celsius. That's huge. France has always been known for mild weather. Not too hot, cold in the winter, but not terrible. Lately it's been colder. But in France, this forced the closure of thousands of schools. Everyone was swimming in the fountains near the Eiffel Tower to cool off. So the last global record holder for warmest month there was June of 2016, which is when I supposedly didn't pay my stupid bill. Ironically, that's coming up again. That's literally the month I was supposed to pay it, which is not true. It's always in July. So I'm a little confused about that. I got to call them tomorrow. Anyway, so it's been really hot, though, throughout all of Europe. I guess in France that was, like, unknown. So, I don't know. I mean, this is, like, crazy. Like, I want to say, I think that there was something going on in Canada, too. I think that in Canada there was a heat wave as well. I know that today was 83 degrees in Detroit. That's pretty warm for Detroit. They do get a little higher up, just a little bit. But today was a pretty hot day. A lot of my neighbors have been putting pictures up of barbecues. And they have their families over and they make barbecue in the backyard. So I know a lot of people have been doing that. So I don't know. But these are the earth changes so far. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. I don't know. There's always earthquakes every day. There's always volcanic activity, but I feel that now there's something more going on. When a lot of volcanic activity and a lot of earthquake activity starts to heat up like this, it's when we have cracks in the magnetosphere. So it's not just people with quantum sight seeing this happen. This is literally happening, and the scientific evidence for it is the earthquakes and the volcanic eruptions. So I'm looking up earth changes right now to see if there's anything I've missed. A bunch of whales did beach themselves, a week or two ago. I did mention that in the cetacean channeling that I did. And where are we at? I'm going to ask my higher guidance. Where are we at? We're at 70%? 71? Are we above 70%? We're at 70, right on the nose. Okay, guys, so we're also, remember how we needed to make 65% of those of us that are awakening to ascend for the 3 days of darkness to come. We needed 65% to be awake. My higher guidance told me earlier and just now, again, that we're at 70% awakened out of the several waves of 144,000. I think there's like 4 or 5 waves of 144,000 that are waking up. A third of the planet will be moved. They're going to think that we all died during some of these things that are going on, because they won't be able to see us anymore. We'll be so high in vibration that to them we will have disappeared, I guess. I don't know how this works. So, oh God, this is so weird. So while this is going on in France, this is what's confusing, man. This is crazy. So while this stuff is going on in France with record heat waves, at the same time, and this is really freaking me out now. Uh-oh. All right, a tsunami just hit Indonesia just now. Gotta look that up now. Holy crap. Holy crap! What the hell's happening to us? All right. Record cold temperature in July in parts of Germany. Rare July frosts ravage Saxony. So while we're having 115 degrees in France, at the same time, cold Arctic Cold Arctic air hit parts of Europe over the past couple days, setting multiple low temperature records across Germany. Cold temperatures were especially noticeable from Lower Saxony and the North Rhine-Westphalia to Saxony. So it says an extremely cold night is behind us, only a few days after the extreme heat and tropical nights, according to weather.com. So they had ground frost in Deutschendorf village in Saxony on July 3rd and July 4th. All right, so now a major tsunami hits Indonesia after a shallow 7.5 earthquake. I knew something was going on in Indonesia because they have 2 volcanoes going off there right now. So in Saxony, 37 degrees outside. That's almost 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing, where things freeze. And record low temperatures were recorded and reported throughout Germany on the 4th of July. So 39 degrees in Quickborn, in Göttingen, 39 degrees, 39.2, 39.4 in Sotal, and I'm just butchering these names, so if you're German, please forgive me for this. I'm part German, but it's just heritage. I'm not actually German. I'm American, hopefully Ecuadorian soon. But Frieseuth, they hit 40 degrees, 40.5 degrees, and Lippstadt, 40.6. That's cold for summer, guys. It was hot in Quito. When I went to Quito, we're in the winter here. It was really hot and really bright. And I thought, well, I'm in South America. I'm right in the middle of the world, literally, mitad al mundo. I'm literally on the equator. That's what Ecuador means. And I felt when I was in Quito, maybe because I'm in a higher elevation, it's definitely going to be brighter, definitely going to be hotter. But a lot of people started saying around here it's brighter than normal. The sun is brighter than normal. There's something massive going on. In the Netherlands, they also had record low temperatures. Oh. Flash floods hit Lima Canyon, claimed lives of 8 tourists in Parras, Coahuila, Mexico. Heavy rains caused a severe flash flood in seconds that previously was dry. So, in the Aleutian Islands, which I mentioned before, that advisory alert is yellow. But so far, no explosive activity has been detected on the Adak infrasound array and clouds. They say something about that. Okay, I don't know what they meant by that. But record low temperatures now in the Netherlands. July is noticeably colder across Europe except for France. So what is going on? It's all the sexy French people. They're just so sexy that they're making their country hotter than ever. Just kidding. All right. Wow, in Netherlands, they were down to 29 degrees Fahrenheit on the 4th of July. That's below freezing. The largest forest fire in the history of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Germany, on the 2nd of July. Largest forest fire ever recorded in history. 1,111 acres. Are you kidding me right now? 11 acres. I mean, that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna check out this tsunami story because jeez. Okay, this is an old ad. Thank God it's already happened. That happened back in September. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? No, in the past 7 days so far, the biggest earthquake is still Ridgecrest, California. They hold the record for the last 7 days at 7.1. So that's not. That's weird. I didn't know that though. In Sulawesi, that was last fall. And they had 10 feet waves hitting the city. Wow. I did not know that. So this is crazy, right? This is crazy stuff. I found this watchers.news. Let's see. Now, what else do we have? In Indonesia, there was a 6.9 earthquake that hit the Molucca Sea. It was strong and shallow. See, you kind of want the deeper earthquakes because they're not as rough for us on the surface. So, heavy rainfall hits Haiti, and the floods left 5 people dead and 3 people missing. So not only do we have the flash flood in Mexico, it's also happening in Haiti as well. So that's pretty crazy, man. All right, let me see if I've missed anything. I'm looking right now. Nice. There was a bright meteor event over Ciudad Real in Spain. I didn't think to look at the meteor stuff yet. What the heck? Strong tornado hits the city of Lassi in Romania. 3 people were injured and homes were damaged, but apparently no one was killed. Tornadoes in Romania? Have you guys ever heard of that? Like, ever? Like, that's really crazy, right? This is weird. This is shocking me. I was only going to do a little bit of earth changes in the tarot reading, but the earth changes are so much that I don't have time to do both. I mean, we have Tarot Tuesday where we're going to learn what cards mean, certain cards mean in a reading. Okay, so on July 6th, a bright meteor streaked through the night sky over Ciudad Real in Spain. It means real city. What, all the other cities in Spain fake? God, that's a crazy name for a city. I want to see it though. I want to see everywhere in Spain. The mediator. Jeez, not the mediator. Excuse me, guys. The meteor, which was produced by a rock from an asteroid, hit the atmosphere at 54,000 kilometers per hour, or 33,000. 33 again. It's getting funner and funner. 33,554 miles per hour. It started at the province of Ciudad Real at 52.81 miles and ended at a height of 15.53 miles. The event was recorded in the framework of the SMART project operated by the Southwestern European Meteor Network, SWEMN, SWEMN, from the meteor observation stations located in La Hita in Toledo, La Sagra in Granada, and in Sevilla. I mean, that's crazy, right? So I knew we were going to have some really decent stories, earth change-wise. Earth changes in the past 7 days during the 7/7 portal. Oh, man. It's crazy. This stuff is crazy, man. I'm looking. Let me look up. I'm going to look up a tornado. And what was the other thing? Flash floods. I mean, that's... In southern Saskatchewan, Canada, there's a tornado warning. Have they ever had tornadoes in Canada? That's weird. Isolated tornadoes in Denver, large hail, and they had floods on Friday. Lots of storms in Denver. At risk for tornadoes and large hail and thunderstorms right now are 3 Canadian provinces. So that's crazy, man. I guess in Lima, Ohio, they're predicting a big storm. Alright, I'm looking to see what else. Some of these stories are a little bit old that I'm pulling up here. Let me see. Tornado tracker, current tornado warnings right now, live. This is crazy, man. I mean, this is tornado season, though. I mean, that is normal. Was it last month or the month before there was a tornado in Sacramento? That's not normal. It's happened a couple times. Alright, so I don't know. I'm not going to go through all the tornado warnings. There's a lot of warnings, though. Minnesota, there's always warnings. I've been chased by tornadoes. I've had tornadoes just barely hop over where I was at and touch down just north of where I was at. Yeah, it looks like in the upper Midwest in the U.S. right now, tornado warnings. It's all warnings. I don't think anything actually hit. I mean, let's see, tsunami in the past 7 days. We'll look up tsunami. In the past week, last week, whatever. Alright, looking it up. 3 hours ago, tsunami warning issued after an Indonesian quake. Alright. That's weird that I happened to run across that one in 2018, and the news just broke 3 hours ago. Alright, I'm still looking, guys, sorry. I'm looking up livescience.com, but I don't know if that's like right now. I hope that means live science, not live science. Alright, let's see here. I'm looking still. Sorry for the dead air, guys. So, yeah, Reuters. I always call it Reuters. So, the couriermail.com in Australia, they're the ones that are breaking this news, as far as I can tell. I don't know if they're the first. But, this is like a newspaper, and it's like I'm waiting for it to load. A tsunami warning issued after Indonesian quake. There was a 6.9 magnitude in Sulawesi. That's actually right now. That's so weird. Alright, I don't know. It's just now it's not even loading. Well, but that's weird. That just broke. So isn't that weird that I got that random pop-up for that exact thing happened last year. And then when I look up tsunami, it's actually happening right now, or they're under warning advisement. That there's something there, and that happened on the 29th. There's that number 29 again. 29th of December last year that happened. So tsunami, I'm gonna say, we'll do it with Google. Tsunami Indonesia today.
Here are some matching videos.
All right. That's ASMR. All right. Okay, yeah, so Oh, never mind. Al Jazeera said 2 hours ago Indonesia lifts tsunami warning after the powerful quake. It was a 7.1 in Indonesia 10 hours ago. The Independent reported it. Looks like they broke it. Al Jazeera just reported on it 8 hours later. In Jakarta, there was a 6.9. Oh, man. So Indonesia, it looks like they're just getting slammed by earthquakes. 6.9, 7.1. Now, remember, guys, when you have a 6.9, and then that's like pretty strong, but a 7.0 is 10 times stronger than that, and a 7.1 is 10 times stronger than that. So basically, the 7.1 is 100 times stronger. It's 10 times 10. 100 times stronger than the 6.9. So they've been under threat of tsunamis on top of that, on top of the volcanoes. It's starting. We're here. Oh gosh. The earth changes are full on. I don't know. Everything is in God's hands, though. I don't want to be a fearmonger. I don't want you to worry, you know. We are the awakening ones. We are the 144,000 times how many ever waves we can get of people. So it's not only 144,000 people, but it's like 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, maybe 7 waves. I don't know. 70% of all of the awakening ones are awake now, though. We've gotten the word out so that we may be having the reset soon. Do you guys remember Our Lady at Fatima? I have a feeling that was Mother Mary speaking to the children. One of them became a nun and just died a few years ago in the Vatican. She knew the secret. The Pope refused to allow the public to know. But it did revolve around the 3 days of darkness. Father Malachi Martin spoke about this on Art Bell. Well, on Coast Coast AM with Art Bell. I'm giving him cry like it's his show, but it wasn't in his name. It was Coast Coast AM with Art Bell. Now it's Coast Coast AM with George Norrie. But the 3 days of darkness were discussed quite a bit back in the day, and it's now only recently has been channeled by other people, brand new people coming forward. And there's beings of light. I even talked about it during one of my channelings. I can't remember who I was channeling. They said, oh yeah, 3 days of darkness are definitely coming. I think that was Master Doreel episode. But in the past 2-3 weeks, I was told when we hit critical mass of the people that we're going to awaken, then we're going to hit the 3 days of darkness, and the rest of us will awaken then. But we're at 70%. Critical mass was 65. But we're going to be, well, in complete darkness. But we're going to be surrounded by love. Might not have to pay property taxes anymore. Oh my God. It's not a time to go out and run up your credit cards just in case. Don't go selling everything you own just in case. Don't secretly put cyanide pills inside your belt just in case. It's nothing like that. No emergencies, but God has us in his hands, and I do have complete faith in that. I don't know, guys, though. I just hope the 3 days of darkness don't happen when I'm on a bus to Quito. Please, God, let me have my visa finally, my permanent or my temporary residency visa. Let me know I'm going to live here for 2 more years before we have a complete and total reset of the planet, please. The schematic. The Matrix. It's just, the Matrix is going to go down 100%. You know, we've been bombarded by plasma. We've been bombarded by just wave after wave after wave of light. The neutrinos are getting built up inside the earth. And when that happens, when the magnetosphere is cracked like it is, and it's been breaking down completely like it's been, and then we're slammed by the plasma waves of light from the sun like we have been. If we have that one big coronal mass ejection from the sun, it's we won't even have electricity for months. But thank you God, it hasn't happened yet. Although a lot of the majors, a lot of the websites have been going down, and then Mercury retrograde on top of that always has that weird, confusing energy. I mean, just stuff with computers and energy, and like this thing trying to charge my bank account 3 times and then reversing it 1 second later 3 times. Like, what the hell is that about? So bizarre. I hope it doesn't re-reverse itself and then charge me $1,500. I mean, that's ridiculous, but I hate having to wrestle with the bank to get my money back, and I already have to do that with 1 or 2 things. It's just ridiculous, but I don't know, breakdown in communication, and then now the breakdown of the planet. Woohoo! Welcome to Mercury retrograde. All right, guys, I'm going to see when Mercury retrograde ends, so, and all this stuff started happening. I mean, it's always been happening to one extent or another, but I don't know. Oh, God. It feels so weird and sketchy, doesn't it? Let's see. The dates for Mercury retrograde in 2019. So it starts in Leo, which is, tomorrow is when it starts, but we're already in it, man. I feel it. Don't you guys feel it? And it goes until August 1st. And then the next one starts on Halloween. Woohoo! Great. Freaking great. And that one goes until November 20th. It's usually like a 3-week period of time. And so we'll see. I'm probably going to do this tarot card reading for Mercury retrograde. This has been the 7/7 portal. 7/7 because it's July, the 7th month, and the 7th day that I'm recording it. So yeah, Earth changes news on the 7/7 portal. That's pretty much what this episode has been. Crazy stuff, guys. I don't know. I wanted to mention, if you guys wanted to get in touch with me, if you have any ideas for upcoming episodes, things I haven't thought of, that would be cool. If you have any comments, suggestions, or even if you have any questions about anything that I say, if anything I mention is confusing to you, or you're like, what the heck is she talking about? That makes no sense. Or if it sounds like I'm talking a bunch of gibberish because it's the Ascension stuff. I know it sounds crazy if you're brand new waking up and you're like, what is this stuff? I do have an episode about the Ascension, and I even have another episode about back when this goes back farther back into the 1980s, called Harmonic Convergence. What we were doing back then to bring about these earth changes through world meditation, where tens of thousands of people meditated at once for earth peace and earth changes, and for the beginning parts of this ascension. We didn't know we were working on the ascension at the time, but we just wanted to raise the vibration of the earth. That's all we knew. And it was all started by Jose Arguelles, and a lot of people now are listening to his stuff, and God rest his soul. I interviewed him, and I worked in his peace movement for quite a while. So some of the stuff we say, or I say on the show, is maybe confusing, or it's not really, it doesn't make sense to you. If it doesn't, just feel free to write me, metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. Also, I forgot to announce last week on Tarot Tuesday that for a short period of time, I will be doing readings, tarot card readings that are personal. So you have the ability to ask me 3 questions, and every question I'm going to pull 3 cards for past, present, and future on the situation, as well as I will use the pendulum. So the pendulum reading is free. Hooking you to the free healing grid is free. Also sending you Reiki, that's free. And any advice, my higher guidance or your higher guidance, because when I do a reading for anybody, I link up to their higher guidance temporarily, and then I unhook when the reading's over. But anything your higher guidance tells you, so it's like 3 readings in one, plus the healing energy as well. So it's like almost 4 things in one. So it's $55 for right now. I'm not going to offer this forever, but I've got to make up for these taxes and these fines and everything. So, but a friend of mine, I did this for her. She said it was an excellent reading, and it actually helped clarify a lot of things for her and for her husband and her family and her in every level, emotion wise, physical wise, spiritual wise, business wise, career wise. I focus on every aspect of the questions you ask. So if I get a question, if you tell me a question and you say it's about romance, but then I'm getting business related cards, I will interpret that in a wide variety of ways. And I will do it just like I do the show. I'll talk out loud. I will give you my impressions in real time. I will even put music to the background of it in case you want your family and friends to listen. It sounds professional. And I will send you a picture of the cards that I pull. And I'll send you a picture of the notes that I take. And that's it. So if you guys want a reading, it is $55, and you can send your questions to me and pay me via PayPal, and I will get to it pretty much in the order in which it's received. And if I'm not on the road on a bus trying to get my visa, then I don't know when that's going to happen, but that'll only be like 3 or 4 days tops. But in the next week or 2, I'm going to open it up again. So if you want to get on the list, you got to write me, metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. Anyway, guys, I'm glad we're on this crazy, wild Ascension, earth change roller coaster together. I'm glad you're my listener. I am so grateful because #Soul Tribe, #Soul Family, we are in the process of finding each other. I have a feeling we're going to find more and more of us, and we're not going to feel so crazy and so alone anymore. I know a lot of twin flames are starting to come together. It's in the next 2 years, most of us will have found each other. If you think you're mine, I want you to write me at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, because I want to meet you. I don't want to jinx it, so I want to meet you at the end of the Mercury retrograde. But you can write me now if you've been thinking about it. Hint, hint. I have a feeling, you guys. I have a feeling that my twin is secretly and silently listening to this. I still telepath with him a lot. Even just a couple hours ago. He said he was in California when the earthquake hit, freaked him out, and he was out. I think he was saying he's out on a boat. Either that he wants to be on a yacht in the ocean, or he wants to be, where he can't feel the earthquake. Now I'm worried about tsunami, but it was inland, so it's not going to happen. But now I'm starting to panic. Get off the boat! I'm just kidding. I don't know if he said he wants to, or if he's going to, or if he had plans to, or if he really was on a boat. I couldn't quite make it out. It's like I feel like my head was being bombarded by all this light from the cosmos. And again, I have a puncture wound at my lower left side of my skull. Oh man, I just felt it just now, and it felt like there might be an implant in there now. Possibly. Something moved. Ugh, God, that's so weird. It's like stuck in my bone. And I wasn't abducted, I don't think. Okay, yeah, in the last 2 days I wasn't, but I just asked. In the past 7 days, though, I was abducted. I don't know by who or what they did, but they injected something into my skull again. I know I've been getting these injections of liquid light rainbow crystals. What the hell that is, I don't know. But that's what they told me it was. But they said it was to help me ascend, and now my skin has this rainbow effect under certain lights and magnification. So I want you guys to pay attention to that and write me and send me pictures of your skin if it looks like it's starting to form crystals in it. It's so, so strange. I want to know your stories. I want to read them on the air so that other people have the opportunity to hear about this stuff, not just from me, but from all of you. You know, we're all family. We're all here going through the same thing together, you know. We're here for each other. We're doing this together. And we all have our own parts to play in this, our own roles. You know, if you're just waking up to it, you still have some roles you don't even know you're going to do. Right now, you're just like, what? You're still wiping the sleep out of your eyes going, okay, I just woke up, so what's a chakra again? I have a feeling, you guys, though, if you have been old hat at this and you know a lot of the stuff I've been talking about, and you've studied this stuff even for a couple years, when the new ones are coming along and they're waking up, my higher guidance told me today there's going to be a lot of noobs, a lot of newbies to this, and they're going to need the answers. A lot of people are going to wake up. Do you remember your spiritual awakening? When I first heard about reincarnation, I freaked out. I'm like, that's not true. That's not real. I freaked out completely. There's no way in hell that's true. And then I started to believe it. And then after I believed it, then I started watching other people wake up. And there was a mass wake up back in the 80s about things like crystals and reincarnation and all this stuff. So it's going to be another wave of that. I feel it. I feel it coming. People are going to wake up and go, wait a minute, I think I have hereditary magic. Wait a minute. I said a few words and it stopped raining. Wait a minute. What was that? I'm magical. What? That sort of thing's going to start happening to us more and more and more as we go along. By the way, I woke up today, speaking of earth changes. We're in winter, but winter in South America is usually pretty warm. But we do have rain. And it's hotter, but there's more rain in the winter here. And I woke up this morning and my apartment building was covered in a fog or an icy mist. And it was like clouds surrounding us. Like we were stuck inside of a freaking cloud, and that doesn't happen here. And the mist was so cold that the frosty bits were hitting against my window. I thought it was fairies knocking on my window to wake me up. That was this morning. That has never happened in the 13 months I've been here. That was the first time that happened. I saw, and there's these puffy, I call them the cotton candy clouds. They look like literally like white cotton candy. And all the way to Quito and all the way back, they were adhering to the ground, and they looked like bushes or trees. And I thought, well, maybe that's normal. I don't know. I've never been to Ecuador, that part of Ecuador before. So, and I do live in a cloud forest. They call this country the cloud forest. You know, that several parts of it are more the cloud forest than others. But, you know, there's the clouds are changing and crazy, and you like live inside clouds in some places here. You're always inside clouds, but it happened here, and it never happens here in Cuenca. I could not believe that happened. That icy, frosty thing. And we had hail last week, but nothing like Mexico City, nothing like these massive earth changes I told you guys about. And so, anyway, I have written down all of the questions for the tarot reading that I wanted to do. So I think I'll probably do this tomorrow, unless someone wants to come through, and then I'll have to put it off till Wednesday or Thursday. But Tuesday's for Tarot Tuesday, and I don't really have anything else planned. I mean, that's it. I'm still trying to read this. I'm trying to get through this book. Lately, when I sat down to read it, my eyes, I just couldn't even see out of my eyes. It's like I can't focus, and I've got to put on my glasses, and even then it's hard. And then other days my eyesight's perfect, and I could just read all day. It's all related to the Ascension, though. I know it is. I feel it. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for sharing the show, liking, favoriting, whatever. I don't know what it says on your podcast player. But share this with as many people as possible. We need to wake up as many as possible. We need to get to the higher realms of existence so that our lives can be so much better. We need to shake off the elements, the dust of duality, and get that out of our lives. The law of one is here. We all are one. Mitakue o yasin. We all are one. In Lakech, I am another yourself. All right, guys, that's all I got to say about that. I'm signing off now with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Woo! Until next time, peace. Chances are you've heard of CBD oil, but maybe you're a little afraid it might make you a little high or super drowsy. Possibly you're not going to pass mandatory drug testing at work. Am I right? Well, I found an amazing company. I'm including the link in this episode's description. Okay. This is derived from only the hemp plant. It does not contain THC, which is the factor in marijuana that makes you high. This CBD oil has been known to reverse aging, help you through weight loss issues. You will literally lose weight on our products if you want. Also reverses hair loss. It also helps you with things like insomnia, anxiety, pain in your muscles and joints, and it gives you benefits throughout your body with its high quality antioxidants. We even have a vape. Would you like to try the blueberry cheesecake? I know I would. I mean, there's so much danger with vaping these days, but not when it is only CBD oil. That's right. You could vape not only anytime you want, because it's not going to make you high, but it's also going to be healthy for you. How's that? Pretty cool, right? Well, go ahead and look in my episode description for my link. And, well, start using your CBD oil today. If you're interested in the business end of it, it's absolutely free to join. It's absolutely free every month, actually. I have never seen a business like this in all my life. So you can start, well, using your CBD oil, and you can start a brand new side hustle for yourself. Hey, as in, hey, Yoga Shaman approves of this message. I love you guys, and well, here's to your health. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.